I'm gonna need a minute to process it.
Okay.
But I mean, I was the one who sat here and said, maybe the Bulls should just sit Zach until they find a trade for him.
You did.
And you were like, no, they got to up his trade value. And I understand that side of the argument, but I felt like the Bulls and Zach had just sort of crankily backed themselves into a corner that was going to be hard to get out of. And when we got that update of he'll be out for a week with foot soreness, my thoughts went to that week's going to turn into multiple weeks. And that might mean that we've seen the last of Zach LaVine as a Chicago Bull. And if that's how it ends, then that's how it ends. I have great appreciation for some of the things that Zach did in a Bulls jersey. That dude was the face of the franchise through some dark years. And it was not all Zach's fault that those years were so dark. He had incompetent people building teams around him. He had incompetent people coaching him. He had incompetent people hiring the people to build teams and coach around him. Zach did not have a lot of help for the 7 years that he's been here. Did he play his part in this team failing to meet Bulls fans' expectations over these years? Absolutely. Without a doubt. As a Bulls fan, the way I look at it is you say thanks, you say good luck, and it's time to move on. Because I know that a lot of younger NBA fans these days tend to be more fans of players than they are of teams.
Correct.
And I will go and root for whichever team this player is on.
Right.
Because I am a this player fan.
Right.
I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a Westbrook fan. I'm a whoever it is. And some of you out there, maybe you're Bulls fans who also root for players more so than other players. I wake up every day and go to bed every night a Chicago Bulls fan. That's who I am. So the minute Zach LaVine is no longer putting on a Bulls jersey every time he takes an NBA court, bye. Thanks. Good luck. Bye. I will continue to be here focusing on what matters, which is what it will take to get the Chicago Bulls back to NBA relevance. And if that means now moving forward without Zach LaVine, then that's what it means. And I don't really feel all that emotional about it. I just want a Bulls team that's worth fucking watching. I don't care who's on it. Just give me a good competitive team that tries hard every night. Zach LaVine or no Zach LaVine?
Let me ask you a question. If they go 0-3 in these games, do you think he will still be out 3 to 4 weeks?
Oh, that's a great question. Wow, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know.
I think the answer is no. I think he.
You think if they continue their losing streak, then they send Zach back out there?
Yeah, because 3 of the more losses on top of the many that you have already increases demand for what you need for this team. You know? And you're like, well, no, dude, okay, we clearly need to get some guys in here. Our best bet is to put Zach back out there and showcase him and show these teams, dude, we need help. All right? Look what he's doing. 40 points. Give it to Zach. Let him do it. Look at what he's doing. Hey, he's doing stuff. So for that reason, I think it would. But and again, it's not the fact that they won 3 straight. It's how they have looked and how they've won those 3 straight. That's what it is. It ain't the wins, guys. It's how they're looking getting these victories. That's what you're looking like, oh, snap. How many of these games were you sitting there thinking, man, I wonder what Zach – I like to see Zach come back because I like to see him fit in with this right here. There were a lot of Bulls fans not thinking that. I promise you. They weren't even thinking about Zach LaVine and where he fits because the way the Bulls looked and just how things were clicking for them. I promise you it wasn't on their minds, all right? And I know this because I talked to a lot of them, and they weren't thinking about it at all. They're more so thinking like what you would say, like, man, when's Junior Phillips getting in? And I'm like, when's Dalen Terry getting some minutes? You know what I'm saying? Special points. They're worried about those things. And they saw where DeMar fits, so now they're truly like not concerned about, the attackery. Zach LaVine has been amazing for the Chicago Bulls. He's been awesome. Like Matt said, dark-ass times. Zach LaVine was the leader of this team, all right? A professional all the time. All the time. I didn't see him complaining about it, about all of that shit that was heaped upon his shoulders. I watched him play injured. I've watched him play 1-on-4. You know, I've watched him when he had no other help but him. I watched him when he had horrific-ass coaches. I've watched him when the score was they were down 25 and Zach is still in the game. I've seen it. I've watched him limp up to us just to talk to us. And our reaction is, why are you here? Shouldn't you go home and rest? That's not in his nature. He wanted to be part of this, y'all. He wanted to be a part of Chicago. He wanted to be a part of this team. And he did his best to do that every single day. And I have to give him his love and his props for that, man. Zach LaVine was definitely a bridge for this Chicago Bulls team, man. If it was anything that I could hang my hat on, is the fact that I had Zach LaVine and I knew if I turned it on, it was a possibility I'd watch this dude score 40 points. It was a possibility. Shout out Zach LaVine. Thank you. If this is the last time, Zach, thank you for what you've done for this, man. Seriously.
Alex Turek saying 1 playoff series in 7 years. Again, true?
True.
Not entirely Zach's fault.
Oh, seriously, though, bro. Tell me when they got that one time they got that playoff win.
How about you drag Chris Dunn and Wendell Carter to the playoffs, Alex, and then get back to me?
You know what I mean?
Or how about you drag Jakar Sampson and Brandon Sampson and Wayne Selden Jr.
2 Sampsons
to the playoffs and then get back to me?
How about you come down to Florida to win a game and Denzel Valentine is trying to get the basketball out of your hands to the point where he bumps you and you got to take a half-court 3 to miss it. And you sitting there looking at him, what the hell you doing? Zach went through hell a lot of these days, bro, and still walked tall every single time. Was still out there next game to play. No, I'm not going to get on Zach for that. There's other stuff I can get on him for as far as his game, for sure. But that kind of shit, no, bro. No.
Eco Bean saying, thanks, Zach. Good luck, Zach. Our guy Marquez saying the Zach era in Chicago is the Larry David gif. Yeah, okay.
I'll give him more love than that, bro.
I'll
give him more love than that.
We all silly like the mayor.